Oh, this is Van Andel. It's supposed to be Van Andel. That's what it is.
Van Andel Arena. Let me hear you. It's time for a live podcast experience from the mountaintops.
From the titty
The
tops.
man.
From the titty
The
tops.
legend, Michael.
I'm here, baby. Here's the cause.
Yo, I am also here. My name is Ben.
Ben.
We're going to take you for a spin. We're going to
spin
take
ya.
you for a ride.
Right
We're
round,
going
right
to take you for
round.
the dive. We're going to break it
Splish
down
splash.
for you.
Break.
Okay, you're getting sleepy. You're getting very, very sleepy. Is that how it works? How does it work? You were telling me earlier a story. You were hypnotized?
Oh, no. I had some friends
You
who
were a
hypnotized.
witness to a
I had some
hypnotism?
coworkers get hypnotized.
So it's real. It's not just internet baloney.
It was real.
Are
and
you sure?
It was something else.
Were
Yeah.
they plants?
No.
This is a System of a Down podcast,
Yes.
gentlemen. We're doing Hypnotized by System of a Down. How do you know they weren't just plants?
Well, first of all, you know how you can like kind of meditate and clear your mind and grasp
Yeah.
onto certain things. You can kind of let yourself drift off to sleep or let yourself, lose yourself. Focus on one thing or the other.
music,
If you
the
have like
moment you want it, you
music
better
in one
never
ear and
let it go.
TVs in another or something like that, for example, or
Yeah.
if you and I were both talking right now at the same time,
Did we talk
maybe
about
the
binaural
listener-
beats? I think we did.
Yeah, binaural beat. Yeah, we did.
So that's tertiary, but
Yeah, it's kind of if one person's putting you in a trance or hypnotizing you, they're telling you to focus on one thing and then can kind of not control you, not anything like that, but kind of, I think, lower into a different level of your subconscious.
so did they make them like bark like a dog or something?
No, so they were sitting down and they had them, I think, imagine they were going on different levels of like an elevator and then like different things are happening on different floors and stuff like that.
Ding.
Yeah. So
Nice.
now you're cold on this floor, and now you're going up, and you're going up, and now you're warm, and now you're going down. And
And
now
what were
you're-
these people? They were like, I believe you.
No, you could just see like, oh, they felt cold, so they were like rubbing their shoulders, or no, they were kind of warm, so they were fanning them, so they're just kind of hot,
Just
then,
subtle things.
Yeah, and then he did tell them, all right, now you're asleep, which was weird to see. It's hard to believe it's happening when you're sitting there watching it. Like, oh, and now you're asleep and snap your fingers. There was an element of that. And snap your fingers again and wake up. But it was just a weird
And then they were back.
experience. Yeah,
Then it was over
yeah,
with a snap.
with a snap.
What if like a twig had broke, something had snapped, and they're like, "Oh, I'm done." It's just a little.
It seems a little weird, but he did have to sort out. I can't remember what the predisposition was, but it's like
Agreeableness,
well,
susceptibility.
there is a certain susceptibility to it.
Gullibility.
There's a certain susceptibility to it. I think you're more likely to be, hypnotized if there's. I can't remember what the certain element was.
How did he do that? How did he pick them out of the audience?
Well, he asked for volunteers.
Okay.
And then he was just like, if you have a certain, I can't remember what the disposition is, but some people are just more easily, I think, to steady the mind and to be able to focus.
Like, how much Harry Potter do you read? And he's like, how much do you? How much
do you
did
want
you
this?
enjoyed it?
Yes. How much do you want to be involved in this?
But what if you were lying to try to mess with him and make him look stupid
That could be.
and fake it?
Someone had a little kid there as well, and he was kind of faking along, but that was noticeably fake, that he was just kind of playing along. I
Yeah.
think it's not too much different than being half asleep. You're semi-conscious of what's
Spooky things
going
happen
on.
when you're half asleep.
Yeah.
Like
and
when
you're
you-
sort
yeah.
of aware, like sometimes you're aware something happened, sometimes you're not really aware. So the
Yeah, I know what you mean.
participants, at least the one I talked to, wasn't, she was aware she was up there and did a couple things, but wasn't really sure of the whole thing that happened. So we had to show her a video back because we were recording it.
And she didn't remember. Or
Yeah.
she did. She watched the video and she was really like, I don't remember doing that.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a coworker. That was at a company event.
So they were just doing it for kicks.
For kicks, that was our entertainment for the evening for company dinner.
It wasn't like, to help them, whatever, like to therapize their inner fears
No.
away, or
No.
they just did it to mess with them.
Yeah, not to be embarrassing or
And they
anything,
didn't
but
make
just as
them
a
like
fun
make
act.
animal noises and stuff. What?
No, Not that I recall. There
Yeah,
might
you
have
would have
been.
remembered that
I'm trying to remember if there was some chicken arm flapping or something like that.
chicken dance.
Yeah. Say the most memorable thing is actually the snapping of the fingers. Now you're asleep, because they would slouch over in their chair like they're falling asleep.
Why would you? That's the part that makes the least amount of sense.
Yeah, I understand it.
Being in the state and being susceptible in the state.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But how does he bring you in and out of the state?
I don't know, man.
Make any sense.
It's like a magic trick, right?
It's like a magic
It's like when someone
trick.
who legitimately shows you a card trick or something.
Right.
Or makes something disappear or go from one place to another and you're not quite sure how it happened. That's why we all can't do it.
It's some level of suggestion, because you got stuff like mass hysteria where everybody believes.
Yeah.
You know, there's like times where there's been a whole town of people, they just all start babbling. It's like when everyone around you believes something or expects something. You know, we act the way that we're expected to act. We wear clothes, we don't jump up on the furniture. There's certain rules.
Part of his trick may also have been, he may have been implementing something, because he was around for a little bit. We got in, we settled in, we had dinner, then this act happened. And then we had like a little company meeting afterwards, a recap of the quarter of the year. And he was there throughout the dinner and stuff and kind of just hanging out and saying hi as people walk by. So maybe he was planting subliminal messages just being in the same room as us to set up his act for those who participated later on. Maybe.
Well, that's got to be part of it, right?
Could be. Like maybe he's more calming. Maybe you're more accepting of him to see him there as one of your own, possibly.
I mean, even just to pull it off as a trick, like regardless of if it's true.
Yes.
That must happen where he knows certain stereotypes or, things you say or body language, certain traits that he's going to. So how long was he with you guys before he did the trick?
He was there probably an hour, at least an hour, yeah.
And how many people were there? Like less than 100, right? Or more than 100?
Less than 100, maybe 60, maybe around 60.
So he would have been able to memorize all their faces, watch a few people, ask for volunteers.
Yeah.
Know which ones were possibly
could be
exploitable for some reason. I don't know why people wouldn't mess with how he selects people out. You'd have to be pretty bold to do that, but it must happen where somebody gets up there and, hustles him, like plays along for a minute and then is like, come on, I'm not.
Could be. One of my
one
of my friends and someone I work with was one of the people to go up there. Yeah, she just, I don't know. It was really weird. I don't know. It was just a strange thing to see. I don't know how you did it. I don't know. It's not like you can just find people that can do this. I don't know,
And it's not like bending spoons or levitating or that kind of thing. It's getting a response out of someone else.
Yes.
Like getting them to act. But people do that all the time. I mean, people are pretty easy there's so many, we're probably manipulated more than we realize.
Probably.
Like people around us who want a certain reaction out of us.
Yeah.
That's probably the easier than we know.
Please 5-star us on your listening platform right now.
As two non-psychopaths who don't typically employ, not to play our whole hand all at once, but as two empathetic individuals who don't exert control and power over people because we are not, self-esteemless ants. We don't have that desire to, it's just we don't want to control people.
Yeah. Well, ironically enough, the music video here for our song today, Hypnotize, was actually filmed in our home state here of Michigan.
That's crazy.
It's actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
This crowd looks
Van Andel
amazing.
Arena.
They are killing it.
It was done over a couple different shows, I believe, there, and kind of spliced together over the live performance. And of course, we have the studio track dubbed over the actual music video, which, as you noted off air here, was not particularly exciting, all things considered.
The crowd looks amazing, though. It's just a performance video, but it's a really intense performance video. They're owning the stage. They're controlling Speaking of controlling people, this is the good way to do it, where you're controlling the whole atmosphere with lights and music. They're owning this room. They're taking these people on a journey, man. I mean, they're feeling every note of this. John Dalmayan, this drummer, oh my goodness. most talented member. I mean, the way he is just solid. Every note he plays is solid musical. The rest of them are killing it too. Chavo's like playing with one hand and like owning his whole side of the stage. Darren is, freaky, like a bug eye, like trying to entertain the whole from the very back of the stadium. Like he looked awesome. His guitar sounds great. Serge is not as prominent because he's not as prominent on some of these records, but he's in there too, giving it his all, singing lead. And
it's one of the vintage performances. Seeing clips now of, they all, don't get me wrong, they have all their clothes on here, but it still seems like a more vintage look, which it certainly is at this point. Even now in their performances when they still go on tour, bands they look like old men after a while, which they are, but they start to really look their age and perform their age. I don't know. It still looks like a nice classic System of a Down concert here to me.
They're rocking and rolling, dude. And then it goes to just more helicopter footage, and then the ceiling, there's like paint that like falls onto the camera, but then it's actually on the roof of the building, and then it all forms into that iconic album cover. I kind of want that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's cool. The music video portion of it, the album artwork is cool. The music video portion of it's a little weird and almost out of place for this particular song, which is very grounded in reality, and then you have that over the top. Yeah, we actually have some nudity that was not edited out of the music video. Almost 2 minutes in, so that's a fun little little tidbit there. So yeah,
in case you can't find that somewhere else,
in case you need to go pause. Yep, right there, smack dab in the Hypnotize video.
That's funny.
Yeah, but first verse, of course, discusses the 1989 Tiananmen Square. Very blunt, no hidden messaging there. That was, of course, the protest in Beijing in support of democracy, where 2,500 protesters were gunned down, unfortunately. And the chorus, just the crazy world and his girl in the crazy world, and more propaganda and brainwashing stuff.
I like everything about it but the chorus. I don't care if he's sitting in his car and waiting for his girl. That's like the dumbest lyric.
Yep.
The changes of pace, the changes of rhythm, the different tones, it's another track where it's got each section's a different mood and it just builds on itself and moves forward. But it's not a hook. It's worse than some of these other hooks. I don't like it.
Don't like it at all, huh?
Not the chorus. What is it? He's sitting in his car. He's waiting for his girl. And what?
Yeah.
And what?
He's just sitting, chilling, waiting for your girl.
And what?
It's like a normal activity.
No, eating seeds is a pastime activity.
Well, that's a pastime. Talking about current time.
It's just the most boring idea. Maybe that's the point. Paul McCartney has this song called Another Day. He's like, it's just another day. Dun, dun, dun. Just putting on her jacket, putting on her shoes. It's like, why are we shut up, please. Like, if it's just another day, why don't you tell me about an extraordinary day, an exemplary day, some day where something happened to this person. Like, I get it, but it's a joke. It's a meme.
Yes.
They don't need that. They should have written a chorus.
Yes.
Or
agreed.
something.
More of something, just in general, for tackling kind of heavier subjects.
He's sitting in his car.
He's
waiting for his girl.
Yeah.
And he's plotting the downfall of capitalism. What? Like, there's two acts of a third act. I'm sitting in my car. I'm waiting for my girl.
Yeah, we have 6 lines to like the whole song.
And then he backs over somebody's rabbit. Like, what happens after that?
Yeah, it's a prelude.
That was the prequel. It's a concept album.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting in his car. It's just so much pent-up energy. It's like the first 2 lines of a joke without the third line of the joke. He's waiting for his girl, and then...
Yeah, that's how System of a Down
she comes out of work and gets in the car and says, I got you some Taco Bell.
He's still waiting.
And some say
Hypnotize
he was still hypnotized to that day, waiting for his girl in his car, waiting for her to get out of work so that they could eat dinner.
So you gave this a D.
I give it a C. C mine.
A C minus?
I like the riff. It does rock. I'm glad it was on the radio. It's just the goofiest goofball of a hook. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate it. I would not give it a D, but it's like the goofball song. It's like I'm trying to think of something to compare it to.
Well, it was the first single off the album released October 11th.
It's like the Magic Bus of their catalog. It's like Magic Bus by The Who. It's one of their, they have like 20 hits, 30 hits, 50, out of all their hits, it's one of their hits, but it's so goofy. And it's just a joke. That's what Hypnotizes Magic Bus.
Okay, Magic Bus.
Mm-hmm.
This was on my S level consideration.
Yeah.
But I dropped it because of the writing. However,
yeah,
I think it's ironic. It goes with the kind of hypnotize, luring you in.
That is cool.
Drowning out kind of theme. So I did drop it, and I gave it an A. Actually, I dropped it a few rungs, actually. Again, it's odd that you're upset about the writing so much, and it's not me in this particular case, because the song as a whole, I like it. I like the singing. I like the riff, as you said, and I like it as a track, but yes, I wish there was a little bit more writing, even though I think it kind of fits in the Hypnotize titled kind of element. Yeah, again, it's a little disconjointed writing, right? More writing. So I give it an A. You got it a C minus. This was, again, the first single off the album of the title, a month before the album came out, and would have been 2 months after Mesmerize came out. I don't think it was the worst, but it's not the best. And we like this album. We like this more than I imagine. So far, our grades are pretty solid, and we'll have to see how they pan out the rest of the way.
We got to crunch the numbers. Yeah, we should do a number crunch.
Yeah, but my grades are going to be higher than Mesmerize for this
Crunchers.
one. Yeah.
To see which of the 5 got the best.
We'll
get there. We'll do some crunching. Captain Crunching.
You
ever get that Captain Crunch video game where you raise a little crunchling?
What?
You got the CD out of the box of cereal and you install it.
Is this like the chicken fry band?
No.
Okay.
It's obscure though.
Oh yeah. You don't say. You don't say.
We killed rock and roll, dude.
That one didn't sell out.
Other thing, we forgot to mention a couple good albums of 2005. Demon Days by Gorillaz came out in 2005. That's a life-changing album.
Yes.
Under the Cork Tree by
Under the Cork Tree.
The Boys, the Fallout Boys.
Okay.
Fallout Man came out that year.
Okay.
Just throw those on our 05 list just to give a little more context to
just
the
punch that right.
Hypnotize your brain. No, the Crunchberry thing. We'll get to it. We'll do a Crunchberry podcast. Don't worry.
Will we?
There's plenty. Oh, the lore.
I just want to know.
Captain Crunch lore is.
There's lore?
Well, yeah. There's
what do you mean? Well, yeah. What the hell does that mean?
There's a lot of continuity there. How many Captain Crunch commercials have you seen?
How many with an ongoing plot line have I seen?
We'll uncover it. Don't worry. On the next episode, Cereal Mascots Uncovered. We'll get there. We'll do all the music first.
And then we'll tackle all the foods that have video games and storylines.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The California Raisins video game.
Okay. California Raisins. I'm on board. I got the figures.
See?
I've been there.
See?
Got it.
That's better than Smurfs. They're raisins.
Yes, they're raising the stock on that particular category.
Oh, they're coming back.
Oh.
Just you wait. They will reboot.
Yeah. Are they relocating after so many years? Are they going to be the Colorado Raisins?
I don't know. What would they sing now? Because in the 80s, they sang like doo-wop and Motown and like Blues Brothers stuff.
Yeah, the trap rappers now, right?
They would trap it up now.
Yeah.
It has, so that was like.
They're smoking raisins now.
What, it would have to, yeah, maybe. That'd be 20 years from now. What was 20 years? They would be like the other era of rap. They would be like 50 Cent and Lil Wayne and Kanye and stuff.
Okay.
They do like
New
York the new Gold Digger.
Atlanta.
They got to do Gold Digger. They got to do what else? Outcast.
Yes.
They do
Atlanta.
Hey Ya.
Yep.
I could see that.
Hey, I'm a raisin.
In the
club. The roof in here. Raise the roof, raise the roof. That could be their version of In the Club.
Did they do parodies or did they just do? They did Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Yeah.
Did we have a grape song?
My dad says that all the time.
Heard it through the grapevine.
I heard it through the grapevine. Yeah.
Do you sing it to him? And you're like, are you the California Raisins, Dad?
He does that.
Are you raising the roof? Is it California up now?
Yeah.
What do we have another? Was there another song about grapes or raisins that came out after that?
I have no idea.
Then we can't.
You're the food person.
Then we can't reboot.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's a rhetorical question for me in the future. We'll get back to you on that.
All right, get back.
I'm just saying you can't reboot them until there's another hit song about grapes.
Yeah.
Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Is it California? Yeah.
In California right
In
now?
California right now or what? Got it. Yeah. See? Easy. We got this call response.
Okay. It's been Polymuse.
All right.
That
I'm
was
Michael.
System of a Down.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We're going to review the last few System of a Downs. We're going to
Maybe.
review a couple of their solo albums. And then we're doing In Sync. Good night.
Good night.